Hey, everyone. So in this video, we are going to talk about this Kubernetes Taints and Tolerations. So you might have faced the issue like your Kubernetes pods are in the pending state only. Even if you have enough RAM, your node is running, everything is fine, but it's still that is the case. So in that case, one possible use case or case could be that your node might have tainted with some labels. Okay, labels basically means conditions. Like for example, the only pods which should schedule on this node which is used for the ml processing, okay, or which are only the front end pods or the back end pods. So some of the condition which you are going to simply apply onto your node, if that condition is like satisfied by that particular pod, like they know like what if they know that pod will be aware like which conditions that pod has to provide so that he can sorry that pod could be scheduled onto that node. Okay, so if you take just an example, so just a layman example is that suppose you are going in a club, okay, and here your bouncers will be there, right? So they will not allow you if you are not 18 plus years. So that this is the condition basically, okay, that is you can consider as the tent. So if your Aadhaar card is showing you are 18 plus Aadhaar card, so you are basically adding a toleration there. So if you are Aadhaar card is showing you are 18 plus, you will go in inside the club. But if you are not, then what will happen? You do whatever you want to do. You will stay outside only for hours or for a day, for full night. Okay. So I hope this might have cleared. So actually what happens if you take just an example like in your project you have some ml processing, some db processing or some data anything. So like you will be having different nodes for each for each processing thing. Like ml workload will be require a high cpu nodes and memory, right? And it should not be like if there is front end also, so it is also going to run on this node. That should not happen, right? So on the node what we do, we just define some conditions like the pods which are only going to do ml processing should be scheduled on those particular nodes, right? So this thing will be there. So what we are going to do, I will simply simulate this thing. So for that I need to first do mini cube start. Okay, and also here I'm just adding all the YAML files and all whatever is required, right? So this you can just see, you can just go IU098 hub. I'm not able to add into the description because of some issues there. So once this mini cube is started, I'll just show you how we can do it. So let's just wait. Okay, so mini cube is started. I will just do kubectl get nodes. So here you can see one node is just running here, and next what we can do is I'm just going to tent this node, right? So before that I will just describe. Okay, so kubectl describe I will do like kubectl describe node and the node name, right? So node is mini cube. So here you can see all the information, right? If any toleration sorry, if any tent is added, that also you can see somewhere, right? So you can see here tents. So currently nothing is there, right? So what I'm going to do, let's clear the screen and let's add kubectl tent node. Okay, so you have to give the tent node and then the node name. So node name we have the mini cube, and then you have to add the condition. So for example, it works like a key colon value and colon what will happen, right? So I'm just going to write like this: dedicated means this node is dedicated to only ML workloads like machine learning workloads, or you can say anything. And what should happen? No schedule. That means if the pod is not tolerating this condition, then no other pod should schedule on this particular node. So this is one thing. And also you will be getting here other like no execute. So with that, what happens if any running pod is there on your node, that also will get evicted. So that is one thing. And yeah, so next what we are going to do, We will again do kubectl describe node. So we'll see if tent is added or not. Yeah, so here you can see tents dedicated ML workloads colon no schedule. Now if I want to run any pod, so I need to add this toleration. So for that, what I'm going to do, I will just do mkdir and we'll create this directory. So directory we can give as tent. Okay, taint, not tent, taint. So just create a pod using YAML. This one API version v1 kind is pod metadata. I will just give metadata, name my pod, then we can just respect containers. Just I will just add a nginx pod. Okay, so for now, if I not add the toleration, and currently I have only single node, so what will happen? This pod will be remaining into the pending state only. So let's do kubectl apply hyphen f pod.yaml. That's it. Let's do kubectl get pods. So you can see my pod that is in pending, and these are some others running. Okay, let me just check kubectl describe, not describe, get deployment. I will just delete this one. Okay, so you will not confuse. That was this was a previously it was running. Kubectl delete pod and sorry delete deployment. So if I would have used this one, no execute, then these two pods might have evicted. Okay, so let's do now get pods. You will see this is in the pending state only. So if I just describe it, uh, my pod. Oh. So you will see 0 by 1 nodes are available. One node had untolerated tent. So this is the tent also you are seeing like dedicated ML workload. So this one you have to add in your YAML file to make your pod schedule on that particular node. So for that, just open your pod.yaml and then what you can do, you need to just add your toleration. So how you can do it? It's simple only. Let's see. So for that, you have to just go here and write this tolerations, and then you have to just give the key. So key in our case was dedicated, right? And the value you already know, that is ml workloads, and then also you will have to write the effect. Effect was no schedule, and also the operator. What was the operator? So operator was equal, right? So let's try again. I will just delete this pod, delete pod, my pod, and let's just do apply. Yeah, so now if I do just get pods, so this pod should be now in the running state. So if I just describe it, kubectl describe pod, my pod, sorry, that's my bad. So here you can see your container or your pod is running perfectly fine. You can also see the toleration. So this is the toleration added by you, and this is the toleration added by the Kubernetes itself. So this we have discussed in our previous video. It means like if your node is going into not ready state, still your pod will run for 5 seconds. So this line means that. Okay, so that's it about the tense and toleration. If you face or if anyone asks you what will you do in this situation if your pod is in the pending state and everything is clear and perfectly fine, so you can tell this thing like that the node might have tented and we are not adding any toleration to schedule that pod onto node. So that's it, and I will see you in the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching.